Good morning, imps. Breathe blue imp, you're gaming with the baby. And today we're playing Minecraft. We're still in the gaming with we're still in the gaming with family world, and it's because I am tearing down my pink palace. I don't like it. I'm not feeling it. I should have wrote down or drawn the diagrams on what I was doing. I was too busy trying to make a big build because the guys were making the big build. That is literally the only reason I was making this as big as it was. I didn't have any actual plan. I had a vague idea, but I didn't have a plan. So instead of doing that, trying to build something big just for big's sake, and so that I feel like I'm on the same level as the guys building their things in this world, I'm just gonna build something that I want. It'll be chaotic, it'll be insane, it might even just be a little shack. But I'm gonna build something that I want and something that I like, versus trying to keep up with the guys. Because they have their minds were very, very different when it comes to like constructing and planning type stuff. And my brain doesn't work that way in that context. I mean, maybe with like sewing related things it does. Because I can make some pretty cool things sewing. Oh, speaking of sewing, I'm gonna I can sew, right? I can sew like almost whatever I want. So why don't I just make whatever I want and then wear it wherever I want to? You know, I was trying to make normal things and I was only making costumes. I was like, you know what? I want to make insane Met Gala type outfits and then just wear them to Walmart. I feel like that would be a lot of fun. And I mean, why not? If I had this skill set, I should use it. I feel like I've gone on a very similar rant of, if I have this skill, I should use it sewing, and I still haven't, but this time I am. You'll see videos, hopefully on my She's a Bree channel. That's like my vlogs and behind the scenes and just me related stuff. But anyways, of me wearing pretty cool, or I'm gonna think they're cool, awesome fashions in mundane settings. It'll be fun. I'm definitely do that. But I do want to make them in a way where I can like take off layers to make it more comfortable, but also wear like the full shebang for funsies and photos. I feel like that'll be a lot of fun. So we're definitely gonna do that. We got so many plans. It's great. Okay, let's run up this. Chop this down. Bobby's getting a little bit restless. So we will definitely, this will be the last video of the day. I try to record like 3 a day. Where's your water? Oh, here's your water. It's a little bit sticky from the yogurt we had this morning. Here you go. Alright, so yeah, I try to record 3 videos a day until I'm ahead, and then I start like what's the word I'm looking for? Recording other games. At least that's the plan. But I've not been following the plan, so whoop. Maybe better follow the plan now. Oh, I can use these. Okay, cool. I didn't do anything with these, so these can still be this color. Woo! I am excited on what I'm going to build. I don't know what I'm going to build, but I know because I'm just gonna, this is gonna sound corny, I'm gonna just follow my heart. It's gonna be cool. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be neat. Just gotta decide how I want to do it. This is gonna be so fun to build. Oh, we gotta tear that bad boy down. Whew. That was gonna take a minute. But I mean, look at this. Look at the progress we've made in like 20, 40 minutes. I don't know how long it's been. Oh, okay, cool. All right, we're gonna chop all this out while we're here. Might as well. Didn't think of that when I was on the other side, but I thought of it this time, so that's good. Did I have any more rants? Okay, I don't want to. That's another thing. Okay, you know, I talked about this channel being, you know, about realness, right? I don't know why I barked the word right like that. Sorry. This channel, I want it to feel real because it's fun, it's cool, it's neat. But so that's another thing. I don't want to do too many just rants. I don't know. I don't feel like my rant is just complaining. It's more like trying to understand the logic of a thing. Okay, some of it is complaining. I want to do positive rants. And what are those called? Raves? I think those are called raves. I don't want to just do rants. I want to do raves. So what's something I'm super pumped about that I want? That is like really cool to me. What keeps coming to mind is the shapes of... Oh, no, that's not what I was going to talk about. Oh my god, my axe is about to break. Okay, I should switch axes because last time I waited too long and I broke it. Okay, I'm going to put that away safely. Sharpness and I'm breaking. Okay, cool. Hot dogs. No, not hot dogs. Sausages. When we went camping, I still haven't talked about the camping trip. Oh my god. Listen, y'all should be used to me being all over the place. We're doing our best. But yeah, the camping trip. Okay, so I packed like a brand of sausages that my mom would get all the time growing up, and she always boiled them to cook them. I never questioned it. I was a child. Anyways, so got him. We opened him up for dinner one night, and husband stabbed them onto a stick and put them over the fire. And all sizzling and whatnot, good stuff happened. Anyways, guys, I have news for you. I will never boil those sausages again. Which, I mean, those of you listening are probably like, why the hell would you boil a sausage? Listen, it's what my mama did, and sometimes you don't question things that your mama did, and you find yourself doing them as an adult, and you think it's totally normal until, like, someone else does it a little different. You're like, what? You can do it that way? Blasphemous! Anyways, they were so fucking good. I know I'm not supposed to swear, but, fire-roasted sausages. I saw Jesus. They were so delicious. Oh my gosh. So when we got home, I fried them in the pan instead. I put like a little bit of water, just get them evenly heated and steamed and all that. Put a lid on, put it on low heat, add a little bit of oil to the pan as well. And then I fried them, and they were not quite as, it wasn't hitting, they wasn't quite bumping like the fire roasted ones, but they were still hella good. I'm like, I've been missing out on the sacrilegiousness of boiling sausages when I could have fried them all this time. Oh, even better, please stop screaming like that. Another night for dinner, we went to the little store that was nearby. Did I say where we went camping? Went camping. I think it's called Andrews Cove Campground, I believe is the name. I might be wrong. Yeah, it's called Andrews Cove Campground, I believe, and we're right next to a little town called Helen, Georgia, and oh my god, Google Helen, Georgia. It's so cute! I love the way it looks and everything. It was so fun, and then even, like, the grocery store was the cutest thing ever. Okay, hopefully I've posted the video of it at, on my, She's a Bree channel. If I haven't, then, just subscribe to the channel, that way you will get notified. But anyways, he got some steak there. And I've never had a fire-roasted steak, but if you've never had a fire-roasted steak, you need to have one. Put it on your bucket list and do it soon, because, ooh, a fire-roasted steak was really good. I'm not even a steak person. I'm one of those people that you would want to fight, because I want my steak cooked all the way through. No pink for me, thank you. Husband has been cooking my steaks, and he's slowly making them less and less, more and more pink, I should say, as he cooks them. So I'm adjusting, but I used to just couldn't physically bring myself to eat the pink part, so I would just cut off the edges and eat. There's an Enderman in here! I almost looked directly at him. Anyway, I used to just cut off the cooked parts and give him the pink center. I'm like, here you go, you eat that, I eat that. But anyways, but yeah, no, this was like way more, I think it's called rare than I would have wanted a steak, but somebody roasted over the fire was so good. Something about fire roasted food. I don't know what it is. Is it our caveman genetics? No, ancestor. I don't know. Caveman. Somewhere I feel like caveman. What's the word? Mentality must be in there somewhere, because fire roasted food is superior to non-fire roasted food. I will die on this hill. You'll have to stab me with a fire roasted sausage. I didn't know what that meant. Also, if you're enjoying the video so far. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe, because we post videos every single day at 9 a.m. Eastern Time. There'll be more of these shenanigans where if I'm not doing anything exciting on screen, then at least I'm hoping I'm talking about something at least somewhat interesting. So yeah, fire roast your food if you have that option. It's delicious. I wonder if vegetables... No, I don't feel like vegetables would taste as good fire roasted. They taste pretty damn good fried. But I don't think they would taste as great fire roasted. Fried vegetables for the win. Fire roasted meats for the win as well. What about potatoes? Would fire roasted potato taste good? I don't know. We're gonna have to experiment. But our fire pit isn't really meant for food, because we burn everything in there. We'll have to make a separate fire pit that's just for food items. Yeah, that sounds excessive. I'll just try to cook it over the stove and not set the house on fire. That sounds like a better idea. I'm not gonna do that. I'll just fry everything like I normally do. Try to fry it in like coconut oil or olive oil. I try not to use a whole lot of vegetable oil, just because I don't like the smell or the taste, and I grew up with my mom saying it was unhealthy, so I don't even know if that's true. I should probably Google it. I mean, most oils, too much of anything isn't healthy for you, to be honest. The people want to say there's this diet that works, that diet that works. It's like, sure, it worked for you, but that doesn't mean it's gonna work for everyone. I should go to sleep, and I should have my sword, because there's gonna be something in the bedroom. Because I took the glass out of the bedroom before any other room in the house. I don't know what I was thinking when I did that. I think I forgot it was the bedroom. What was I talking about? I gotta stop doing the sniff to buy myself time to say something. Let's sleep real quick. I could wake up the dogs. That way they can save me if something runs in. But I also don't want them to die by falling off the roof. I forgot to snore! Okay. Let's go back to chopping down the pink palace. I know, husband, I said I wasn't going to chop it down. I was going to leave it, but I can't leave this here. It's gigantic.
It'll be in the way. I don't want it here anymore. I need it gone.
I need it gone, like, I don't know, how badly do I need it gone? I just want it gone. I don't want it here anymore. I don't like it. Really don't like it. Because I feel like I don't like it because of the reason I decided to build it. Was just to make a building as big as the way the guys are making it. But that's not what makes their buildings cool. It's the planning and forethought and passion that went into it. So, we're learning our lesson. We're dismantling this monstrosity. Because, I mean, when I built the bridge, I wasn't thinking that at all. I wanted a leaf bridge, and I wanted it to lead to this mountain. And so I made that, and the bridge is beautiful. I really love the bridge I made. I mean, it may not be that impressive to more experienced Minecraft players, but I mean, even my husband and Skippy, they thought the bridge was pretty awesome. And then I feel like you come up here and you're kind of, well, at least I am, let down when I see this is the building the bridge leads to. I'm like,
no, I don't like it. I don't want it.
I want to make something that I can be proud of. I know it's just Minecraft and it's just a game, but I want to build something better. I really don't like this. So, we are going to start over and do it properly. By properly, I mean we're going to have fun with it. I'm going to build something I want. What's it going to be? I don't know. I'm kind of toying with the idea of just planting an insane amount of cherry blossoms and then putting a block of dirt on top of that and then planting a tree on top of a tree and just making this ridiculous weave of nonsense. I actually really like that idea. But I'm not sure if I'll go with... Oh, wow. I panicked for a second because I thought my axe was about to break. I'm not sure if I'm going to do that, though. I mean, whatever I build doesn't have to make sense. It could just be something that I want. So that's what I'll do, because the worst that'll happen is I'll have to do what I'm doing now and just tear it down, right? Yep, that sounds like a plan. We're going to plant an absurd amount of cherry blossom trees. I don't want to plant any of the dark wood ones, but I do need a lot of dark wood. So, I'll need a planting area. Oh, wait, I think the husband did say he has a tree farm. Does anyone want to know the husband's name? Or should we just forever call him the husband? Vote in the comments below! What should we call the husband? The husband, his name, a nickname, or the husband? I actually call him the husband in real life. This isn't a joke. Some people might think I'm joking. It's like, no, I literally call him husband. Actually, it's worse. It started as me calling him husband. Ooh, I gotta pick all those up real quick. It started as me calling him husband. I think the only time I used his name when we were dating for all of 3 seconds, but I think we knew each other for a month before he proposed. And when he proposed, or I don't think he like really proposed. He just kind of asked. So you know what? Did I already do a video of talking about how we met? We met on Tinder. Shotgun surprise! I was busy working my brains out, and I was focused on I was gonna save up for a house because I decided that year that I was gonna work my whole ass off, get a down payment on a house, and finally move out of my mom's place. So that year was doing nothing but working, coming home, sleeping, work, sleep. Wasn't great. So I was starting to do this thing where I self-sabotage if I'm very bored with repetition. So I was like, you know, instead of self-sabotaging, we should be doing something insane. I get injured and can't work. I decided, you know what? Let's just hop on Tinder for shorts and giggles, and nothing serious. I could hop on Tinder, go on a few dates, get that, you know, that itch out of needing to do things. Also, I hadn't dated or had sex in 4 years because the last guy I dated was just, excuse my French, the last guy I dated was shit. So I was like, you know what? I don't need a man. Let's just be single for all of eternity and go to a sperm bank so I can have babies. Problem solved. You don't need a man. I just need sperm. So that was the plan. I had a good chunk of money in my savings too. But anyways, yeah, so I downloaded Tinder, put my photos, made my little profile, and then X'd out of the app. And then I came back an hour later and it said like 300 matches. I'm like, what? So, no, I think, yeah, that sits on like 300 matches. And I was like, oh, okay. So I went through a few of them, then got off the app, went back on. And this time, it wasn't gone that long, but I came back and it said 800 matches. And I was like, ah, God, it's too many. So I just closed the app and didn't look at it for the rest of the day. But anyways, so I started, going through. I noticed that when I swiped first on a guy, I was just picking dudes that were toxic. Not intentionally, but that just seemed to happen. So I made myself, I had like little rules for dating, for safety and all that. But anyways, I was like, okay, I'm not allowed to swipe first on a guy because I'm picking guys that are incredibly toxic whenever I do that. So I was just only replying to guys that had swiped on me first. And I was originally going to try to go through every single one, in fairness, in order of which they popped in, because, I believe in communication and all that. But once it hit 800, I was like, I can't, the number keeps growing every time I log in. I'm not going to be able to get to all of you guys. I'm so sorry. So I just went whichever ones caught my eyes and also happened to be on, like, the first few pages, because 800's a big number. And I also didn't just look at the face and swipe away. I would look face, go through all the pictures, read if they wrote anything. Oh my gosh, so many men weren't writing anything, or they would write message for more information. I'm like, you haven't given me anything. What am I gonna ask? So those I'd be like, yeah, I don't think we're gonna match because clearly communication and writing words is not your strong suit. So tip for the guys that watch my channel, because actually according to the algorithm, I have more men watching than women. If you're on a dating app, write stuff in your bio, please. And you don't even have to try to be funny, just like actually talk about yourself a little bit without just write words in your bio. That's all I'm asking. Also, according to my husband, there's a lot of women who also don't write anything in their bio. It's like, you want to meet someone or not? Write words. Okay, it's off topic. But anyways, yeah. Oh, and then, so, slept on a few dudes, and I had, like, nicknames for them. One of them was, like, dance instructor. Another was, like, marine biologist. Another one was pilot. And then there was funny poet. And then I had my husband, who wasn't my husband at the time just yet, I had him saved as Mr. Renaissance because he had a picture of himself at a Renaissance festival. Well, it was hard to tell if he was actually a Renaissance festival or just, like, some kind of cosplay thing. But he had a cape on. And so he like I said, I wasn't swiping first because I was doing horrible picking when I was swiping first. Yes, baby. Yeah, Mom can hold you. Come on. Yeah. Yeah, so, oh, you want milk? Okay, hold on. Let me adjust. Now, if you have milk, you won't be able to see your show. Oh, I gotta adjust the keyboard. She's trying to nurse, but she's on the boob where she won't face her screen. Alright, there you go. But anyways, I might need to continue this in another video because we're about to run out of time. What was I saying? Oh, yeah, so he swiped on me first, right? And then I read his profile. He actually wrote words, and it was like well-constructed sentences. I mean, I'm gonna be honest, I'm not great at putting my commas where the commas need to be and all that with writing, but I did tell when it's like incorrect or correct at least, but for some reason I can't figure out where to put it for myself. Anyways, he wrote coherently and wrote a lot in his bio. It wasn't like a ridiculous amount. You're like, I'm not reading all that, but it was a decent amount. You're like, oh, he writes words. He speaks English. He can express his thoughts. That's what I got from reading it. He had like one picture of him with a fish, so that was fine because it wasn't just pictures with fish, because those are just always a turn on. I don't know why immediately you're just like, eh. Anyways, so I messaged him first, and I remember him saying he was surprised by the message, and then he also was like, this isn't a bot, is it? But yeah, I said, do you like Renaissance fairs or something like that? Please say yes. And then he said, yeah, and we started talking. And my usual rule for online dating was talk to them for a week on the app. If they try to rush you off the app, that's already a red flag because they want to send you dick pics and not get caught. Talk a week on the app before, no, it was talk 3 days on the app. And then once you feel okay, then 3 days or 4 days texting. And then you meet in person after talking for a week. Because I wasn't looking for a hookup, and a lot of people are, whether it's Tinder or any other online profile, and I realized you weaned out the people who just wanted sex really fast if you made them wait a week. At least that worked for me in my current age range. So, yeah, so a week, 3 days on Tinder, and then 3 days texting. And then we scheduled a date. But yeah, I had what was the? Oh, I saw a TikTok video a while ago, way before joining Tinder, that said, try dating outside your type because your type might be toxic. And I was like, ooh, my type was, 6 foot. It has to be like 6 foot plus. The cliche, kind of not like the bad boy look, but not the bad boy personality. Because the bad boy personality, even as a young person, I knew was absolute shit, and no one wants to date the bad boy personality, or no one should date the bad personality. They're usually super toxic. But anyways, so I was like swiping on guys that I wouldn't typically if they were able to express their thoughts coherently, and if they had interesting pictures. So I had like scheduled a date with the marine biologist guy and the funny poet, because he was very good with words and his bio was pretty funny, so that's why he was called that. But anyways, and the marine biologist guy was already sending me like good morning messages and all that. He seemed really sweet, he was kind of nerdy, but I was trying to be open-minded. But anyways, then I started talking to the husband and we just connected immediately. We were just going off, and I gave him my phone number sooner than my rules dictated. And then we were like texting nonstop, and we connected so strongly. I was like, there's kind of no point in going on the dates with the 2 other guys. And so I was like, I don't know, how do I get out of the dates without, there's no point in going on the date and leading them on and being like, oh, no, this won't work out, when I already know in my head and in my heart that I don't want to talk to anyone else. I want to meet Mr. Renaissance in real life, and I want to see where it goes with him immediately, expeditiously, right now, please. So I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna just have to be honest. So I sent them both the same message. But I said, so as is the nature of this app, I am talking to multiple men, and I met one that I really connected with. So if you still want to meet up platonically, I'd be totally down, because they still seem like interesting people. I don't mind being friends with them. I felt bad though, because ooh, spider. The marine biologist guy he said that hurts, and then he stopped messaging me. I'm like, no, I'm sorry, he's trying to be truthful. I could have ghosted, but I didn't want to ghost because that's just horrible. I don't want to just ghost people. It's so rude. I'm like, come on, we have all these methods of communicating. You gotta be at least be able to say, hey, I don't want to date you anymore. But I mean, I said it the nicest way I possibly could without like saying, hey, without lying. I did not want to lie. I could have just said something came up, we have to reschedule, and then just never reschedule. But I'm like, I'm not gonna do that. I'm an adult. I don't need to lie that I don't want to meet someone when I could just say that, hey, we can still meet up, because I thought they were cool, but I want to be interested in, bonking natties. Okay, that's not what I said. But yeah, and then the other, efficiency, what axe do we want to use? Sharpness? Efficiency? I can use that one. But anyways, the funny poet guy, he obviously seemed a bit bothered, but said, yeah, he'd still be willing to meet up. You keep scaring me. Can you go away? Wow, that was unnecessary. Anyways, they still seem interested in meeting up, so I was like, okay, we'll go on a date. Well, not a date. We'll go, oh gosh, almost fell through. We'll like hang out and whatnot. But anyways, the day comes along where we're supposed to meet up, and he cancels, says we'll have to reschedule because like a work thing came up. And I was like, well, maybe this is a sign from the universe that we aren't meant to meet up. And he was like, okay, whatever, so we won't. Well, I mean, I'm on the spiritual side, okay? I won't go into depth on what my spiritual beliefs are, but I mean, I do also believe that, everything happens for a reason. So I was like, I mean, if the stars don't want us to meet, then the stars don't want us to meet. That's not what I said, but it was kind of, I guess that's the vibe he got. So he was like, okay, never mind. So then I immediately texted Mr. Renaissance. I was like, hey, my day opened up. You want to meet up? So we met at the park, because I always try to make first meetups somewhere where neither of us feel pressured to pay for anything, because I don't feel like a man should have to pay for the first date, even if he is the one that asks you out, because you're still trying to get to know each other. So, I mean, I feel like each person, unless, sure, maybe if he really wants to, but don't expect it, okay? If he and don't do the thing where you're waiting for him to offer. That's just rude and tacky. And nowadays, where men and women can make their own money, there's kind of no point in a man being the only one to pay. If y'all both working, then y'all both can pay. Especially when you're still in the get to know each other. The first meeting, really? I have opinions about this. But yeah, the first meeting, I definitely feel like you should pay for yourself. You're just meeting up, and unless whichever side offers, then, you know, you can take it or you cannot take it. It's up to you. It also, so women, stop expecting men to pay for your food, and also men, stop expecting sex after they pay for the food. That's just insane. Unless that was talked about beforehand, and be like, hey, if I buy you dinner, will you sleep with me? Yeah, sure. Then yeah, sure. Expect sex because that's what you promised. But if that's not what was said or implied, actually, forget about if it was implied. It needs to be said. Where was I? Anyways, so I messaged him and said, hey, my day's read up, so we met up at the park, and I'm gonna be honest, my first thought was like, he's shorter than I thought. I think that was his first thought when he saw me too, because he said my profile pictures, I looked super tall for some reason. Then he met me, he's like, oh, she's not that tall. I'm like, for the record, he's 5'8" and I am 5'6", so we're not short. We're just like average height. But yeah, my gosh, when you look at this man, he's got. No, I would see, people always say, he said he's gotten his whole life that people say he's really intense. And I'm like, you're not intense. You just make eye contact. And no one makes eye contact nowadays. So, yeah, any eye contact is going to feel really intense. But I was like, no, you're not. You're not intense. You make a lot of eye contact that just doesn't break. And my mom does that too. So I was used to it. But, yeah, I remember our first meeting at the park. And it was weird because I already felt super comfortable with him, and I'm like, you know, he's technically a stranger. I was like, yeah, but this is chill. This is nice. This is cool. I remember him talking like a lot about. I don't remember exactly what he talked about. He talked about, you know, like life stuff, friends. We talked about interests, different interests, shared interests. Did we? I don't think we talked about past relationships in that first meeting, but I rode my bike there because I don't drive. Ow! Inventory's almost full. I don't drive. I'm scared of driving. So I rode my bike. He drove his truck at the time. He offered to take me home, and I was like, no, this is good. I was like, at this point, I don't think you're going to kidnap me, but I do need to ride home so I can like think about everything that just transpired and process stuff. And he's like, oh, okay, I understand. So I rode home, and I really liked him. I really, really liked him. And just the whatever, you know, the quote-unquote intensity. I remember thinking that, oh, I'm going to have to get used to this. There was no like, oh, this is too intense. I can't do this. It was just like, I'm going to have to adjust just immediately. I need another axe, don't I? Oh, wow, this one is totally about to die. Okay, put that away. Sharpness, efficiency. Silk touch? No, that's kind of a waste of a silk touch. Efficiency, I guess. Unbreaking? That'd be useful.
Yeah, so I really liked him, and he very much really liked me.
Actually, it'd be kind of funny to have him on to tell his side. Which probably wouldn't be too different from my side. Well, I don't know. We'll see. But anyways, yeah, so this happened. I still need to take that down. Yeah. And then, we planned, like, our next date. Like, you know, an actual, like, date. But, and it was, like, a week away. Well, I already was missing him. So I ended up messaging him. Dude, I broke all my rules with this man. Which turned out to be a good thing, because, like, this is a perfect fit for each other. I mean, obviously, we have our disagreements and ups and downs, but, I mean, that's, like, with any human being, meeting another human being. Even if you are siblings with a human being, you still have disagreements, because everyone agreeing all the time would just be insane and boring and just not natural. But, yeah, so I, like, texted him after I'd gotten off work, which... I would normally never let an online date know where I work, let alone that I get off work at midnight. At the time, I worked like at a restaurant, and I worked in the bar of the restaurant, so I didn't get off till like midnight. But anyway, I texted him like at midnight, be like, "Hey, you wanna go out and do something?" And yeah, he So not only did I meet this man in the middle of the night, well, actually, I had him come pick me up, which is worse. In the middle of the night, it's midnight. So he knows my place of work and is meeting me in the middle of the night, and then he drives me to some beach I'd never heard of. I might have texted my sister that this was happening, but I didn't really text any. Actually, no, I think I texted my friend. I messaged one person about what was going on in case it went wrong, but I didn't really think it was gonna go wrong. But anyways, he picked me up, and he was like in a button-down shirt, and his hair's all combed. He's got long hair. I mean, luscious. Anyway. He had like dress pants, button-down shirt, hair's all combed, and I was like, oh, okay. And then I did ask, was like, is this work related or did you dress up for a date? And he's like, I dressed up for the date. And I was like, oh, I didn't say that because I mean, I just smiled because I thought that was like super, super cute. He also had cologne on. I could still smell him. Anyway. But yeah, the way he said that, he's like, I dressed up for a date. I was like, it's so sweet. Especially because there was like no place we could go that late, but it was just super sweet that he actually got dressed up. Actually, we tried to go to Denny's and it was closed. I'm pretty sure Waffle House was even closed. I'm like, what the heck? We ended up going to Cookout, and then we got, we picked up food at Cookout, and then we drove to like a little beach I'd never heard of. So I was like, wow, this man wanted to murder me. He totally could. I just made it super, super easy. But what was insane is I felt completely comfortable. You know how when you first meet someone, you put up like a fake version of yourself, whether that's just a toned down version of you or a completely fake personality. I usually put a toned down version of me because I've been told by multiple people that I'm too intense or too controlling or too bossy. Haha. I'm choking on my spit. I didn't feel the need to do that with him at all. Like, not even a little bit. I couldn't even pretend. I couldn't make myself do it either, which was insane. And I was freaking out about that. And I was letting him know I was freaking out about that. I was like, I'm way too comfortable with you. I had my shoes off in his truck and I was sitting upside down in the seat while we were at the beach. And he's just gonna be like, He later told me he was thinking, is this a test? What is this test? Whatever this test is, I'm gonna pass it. Meanwhile, I'm freaking out in his passenger seat being like, why am I comfortable with you? I don't actually know you. I got my shoes off. I'm in here belching. I normally don't let guys know how loud I can belch until like I've known them for a little bit because it makes some of them feel insecure. Like, it's a burp. That's not a mark of masculinity. But anyways, yeah, no, I was flipping out that I felt super comfortable with him. And meanwhile, he's over there like, this is a test. I will pass. But yeah, no, it was a nice date. And so, he dropped me off back at my mom's house, and then we parted ways. We didn't kiss because I was not ready to kiss yet. I was like, And so I told my mom about the date. He had invited me to his 4th of July party. It was a small little gathering at his house, and I was like, no, I shouldn't go to his house on, this is too early to go to his house. He's gonna expect sex. And then my brain was like, girl, if he wanted to do something, you gave him way too many opportunities to do it. Going to his house would probably be just fine. It's like, that's a good point. Also, when I told my mom that, she's like, oh, he's so excited to see you. She hasn't met him yet, by the way. I can't remember if he did. I think he did pick me up from my mom's house for the 4th of July party. So, did my mom meet him then? No. So, no, she hadn't met him yet. She actually didn't meet him until after he proposed. But, yeah, unfortunately, it looks like that's all the time we have for today. We will have to continue this discussion in the next video of, just my axe about to break now. Just remind me in the comments that I need to talk about, how I met my husband and what we did on the 4th of July party at his house. Yeah, that'll be the next video if I remember. Hopefully I do. But yeah. So that's the beginning part of how we met and how our romance blossomed into marriage and love and a child and multiple businesses and a YouTube channel. Oh my gosh, we've done a lot. You guys are gonna lose your minds when you realize how long we've been together. It's not been long at all. But anyways, I want to thank everyone so much for watching. Looks like that's all the time we have for today. Remember to share this video with everyone you know, love, and hate. Wash those butt cheeks. We only have clean, pristine butt cheeks in the Imp Army. And we'll see you in the next one. Love you, smoochies. How do I change the view? That's not the button. But anyway, bye-bye now.